So can I take this off up here?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So Mike, first of all, I'd like to say, to lose the weight you did and to perform like you did, I think you deserve a congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's very impressive. How do you feel you performed? How do you rate your own performance?
Well, I don't know. I'm just, I'm happy I'm not knocked out or anything. So, I'll say I'll be better than the next one.
After 15 years away, it's rare we see someone look as sharp as you did. It's very impressive that you were able to take so long away and still look that good. What do you attribute that to? Was that your training? Was that your sparring? Was that your mentality?
It's my mentality, but my trainers and my sparring partners kicked my ass so bad. And I'll never call a fighter a bum again. I took my youth for granted. And then this actual event made me find out what I really was made out of, because they really beat me to death.
You're known as a boxing expert. What did you think you did right in the fight, and what do you think maybe you could work on in the future?
I could have done everything better. Everything I was doing, I could have done it better. So, God willing, I'll be better than the next exhibition.
Roy said you caught him with a hook to the body and an uppercut. Those are the two that really stung him. Did you feel that you got him?
Well, he was very smart and very difficult to hit him with a solid punch. And if I did catch him with a good punch, he played possum really well. He didn't let me know I hurt him or anything.
What did you think of the scorecards?
I was just happy to be in there with him and just go to 8 rounds. That didn't mean nothing to me. The scorecards didn't mean nothing to me. The lack of fans didn't make anything of it. I was just happy to go the distance because I was used to doing it with the 3-minute round. So I said, why not just go the distance? Everybody know I can knock somebody out if I did. I think going the distance, that's real fighting. Having the endurance and going the distance, because you're not going to knock everybody out. I've learned that in my early experience.
You said on the broadcast you 100% are going to do this again.
Yeah.
Is there a name in mind? Who are we going to see you against?
I don't know. Maybe we do something in the south of France, Monaco, at Saint-Tropez. We do something out there. One of the European fighters out there or something. Anything's possible. Sky's the limit. I believe we broke all the records on pay-per-view concerning boxing. We did a really kick butt on there. But I just want to continue to do this from a humanitarian perspective.
Mike, it's good to have you back.
Thank you so kindly.
Mike, were there moments in that fight where you were aware that it was an exhibition and you didn't do everything that you might have otherwise done?
Well, I'll do it in the next one then.
Was that in your head, this is an exhibition, maybe I shouldn't do what I'm thinking?
Absolutely. I wanted to go to distance. This is all about going to distance, and that's what I wanted to do. I'm really interested in that. I've been training as I got older, I'm training for duration now. Before I used to always be interested in the quick kill. And I really learned at 54, I really found out I didn't know nothing when I was champ. That was just youth.
How does your body feel right now?
My body feels splendid. I want to beat it up some more.
Why?
Excuse me?
Why would you like to beat it up some more?
Because it feels great now. And that's different than getting beat up. I'm used to being beat up. I'm just used to that feeling.
What do you think you're capable of at this point? Champion of the world again? What are you capable of?
I'm capable of helping a lot of people less fortunate than myself. That's what I'm capable of doing all over the world. In a perfect world, I'm a missionary. In a perfect world.
So inspiring by what you're doing in the ring.
Well, what I'm doing in the ring, I realize is a gift not only for myself. Before it was all about me and the hot chick and the nice car and the planes and the boats, and it doesn't do it for me anymore. So I went another way. I help somebody else, I guess, right? Because I don't get into that no more. I like my pigeons and my fancy clothes. Other than that, I don't want anything out of life. And I trip my pigeons and my clothes. And, of course, my children and my wife, but it's my pigeons and my clothes. My pigeons and my clothes and my joint. Ain't that my joint?
Have you already had
a joint?
Yeah, absolutely, coming down, yeah. Well, listen, I can't stop smoking. I smoked during fights. I used to have to smoke. I'm sorry, I'm a smoker.
Did you have any marijuana leading up to the training of this fight?
I smoke every day. I never stopped smoking.
Did you have one right before the fight?
Absolutely, yes.
How does the marijuana effect help you into the fight?
It's just who I am. It has no effect on me from a negative standpoint. It's just what I do and who I am and how I'm going to die. There's no explanation. There's no beginning. There's no end.
Did it help numb the pain a little bit that you might have felt?
No, it's just numbs me. It doesn't numb the pain.
And you said you want to help other people, but doing it at the sacrifice of your own health at the age of 54, taking punches to the head, do you think that's a good idea?
But that's what it's all about. I've done everything for myself. So what happens if I die? No, really, what happens? I may begin to live when I die. No one knows dying's like. It has to be beautiful. Dying can't be bad because living is great. So dying has to be something special.
Mike, your legacy in this sport is unique and it's beloved. You're one of the most beloved figures in the history of boxing. Before this fight, was there pressure on you thinking, man, if I go out there and I don't look great, perhaps I might hurt my past? Or did you feel just so confident in yourself that never entered your mind?
Wow, I never asked me that. The thought of failure never creeped in my mind. Is that failure? I don't know. I don't tell. That was a hell of a question.
In a good way or a bad way?
No, in a way of how do I answer that question? I never think of God, forgive me, God, I always think of myself as grandeur. I always think of myself as a roaring gladiator like Alexander the Great. I feel like I'm a ruler when I'm in my mind thinking about accomplishing something. I think nothing's impossible to somebody who tries. So I never think about failure in that perspective. I think about failing, but not in that perspective.
I guess in that way you've answered the question. The pressure doesn't get to you. You don't allow it to get to you because you don't think of it at all.
No, I need the pressure. Without the pressure, there's no me. Without the pressure, I don't have the guts to say, hey, I'm gonna fight this guy. I have to have the pressure. Anything that I'm afraid to do, I do it. When I was young, when I was afraid to ask out a beautiful girl or a girl, whoever, I would do it. Even if she was saying no, I would just do it just because I was afraid to do it. And that's just how I live my life. I live to be humbled.
Do you think that's something people could learn from? Do the things you're scared of because it pushes you to succeed more?
I don't think succeed from a material standpoint is an inside job. It's just an inside job. The more you're comfortable with you, the more you be comfortable with death. And the more comfortable you are with death, the more at peace you are with yourself.
During your first ring walk in 15 years, hearing Michael Buffer say your name for the first time in 15 years, getting in a fight, taking punches, what was it like? What kind of memories did it bring up? What were you thinking about?
I didn't have any memories. I just knew I belonged here. This is where I belong. I never once, even when my first day sparring, and I got my rib crack, and the guy was just smashing my jaw. I never once said, what the hell am I doing here? Am I crazy? I just said, wow, I'm in the right place. You know, I said, I'm in the right place.
You appeared to get emotional in the ring before the fight. I mean, when you got tears, what was happening for you?
Excuse me, will you say that again?
It appeared that you might have been getting emotional before the fight began. When you got in the ring, was there an emotional moment for you? Was something happening with the fight began?
I don't know. I was just happy to be in there. I was just happy to be in there. I never think of myself as old. I think of myself as energy. I never say some 54-year-old guy, some 54-year-old guy is going to come to the ring. I always say some energy to come into the ring. I never think my age, because listen, before Julius Caesar, he told us that 365 days is a year. So we don't really know how old we are. So the energy makes us as old as we want to be. Without being, what's that thing again when you're an old guy and you drive a little young guy sports car, what's that mean? My wife always says I'm that way.
Midlife crisis?
Midlife crisis, yeah. I don't think it's a midlife crisis with me. I just think it's my ego, and my ego tells me to do things that I'm afraid to do.
Mike, what were you most afraid of heading into this match?
Just getting my ass kicked.
Did Roy hurt you at any point?
My nose hurt right now, yeah.
Are you happy you did this?
Very happy I did this.
And you said after the fight you would do it again.
I will do it again.
And talk us briefly about Legends Only League. What more do you want to see come out of this?
Well, listen, whatever I want to see come out of it, what I anticipate seeing is really almost there. We're going to take this place, the sky's the limit with this place. We have so many great legends that are so, it's just an array of them that's so interested in jumping on board and being involved with this program.
How many of these a year can you do?
Listen, I had what, 15 fights in 1 year. So let's just try to work on closer to that. It has to be competitive, where it's constant, no one can get out of shape because everybody's fighting. It'll be consistent. I would like to have once every 2 months, my personal opinion. I would like to have once every 2 months.
When you were doing mitts, you said that you couldn't walk for a few days after.
The first time I ever did mitts, when y'all saw that and I got these 2 billion impressions, after that I was in the bed for a couple of days. I couldn't get up. I had sciatica. Can you believe that combination gave me sciatica?
What's going to happen tomorrow?
Excuse me?
What's going to happen tomorrow when you wake up?
I'm going to work out. It's become my lifestyle now. I'm never going to be that guy, I don't know, fat Mike again and stuff, cokehead Mike. I ain't going to be that guy no more.
For today's heavyweight champions who are watching the fight today thinking, oh, I can take Mike, what's the message you got for them?
Well, they probably could take me now, but can they take me 10 fights later, after I have 10 fights? The 10 exhibitions, please forgive me. And then maybe after that, maybe weekend exhibitions. The people who are saying what you're saying, maybe we can have exhibitions probably after 10 more of these that I have.
Were you frustrated at any point that you had to go with that exhibition narrative?
No, I wanted the exhibition narrative because from that perspective, I could work my charity better than being in professional fights and I'm fighting for my life and I want the belt and this and that and there's pressure on me. There's no pressure. My only pressure is that I won't have enough product to help the people who need to be helped in this particular situation.
Any other questions?
With the charities, is there a specific group or two that you're
Just grassroots charities, friends of mine that's holding down the community, involved with stopping the killing and stopping the crime. And those are the guys that I'm involved with that want to help the youth, the next generation. We don't want to lose the next generation to drugs and pandemics and everything. We have pride in our community, which is Brownsville, Brooklyn, and just Brooklyn in general, and just anybody. We have charities in Newport Beach. It's just we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot with little stuff. And so me doing these exhibitions and receiving things, that helps. That really helps.
Mike, when you woke up this morning, what was going through your mind?
I didn't wake up. I didn't sleep last night.
Well, you did.
No.
So you did this on no night of sleep.
No sleep.
What were you doing all night?
I'm just one of those scary guys. I don't sleep when I'm involved with the competitive stuff.
We talked yesterday, you had some jitters before the weigh-in. You were kind of prancing around a little bit. Did you go back to the old Mike Tyson?
The old Mike Tyson no longer exists.
Old fighting Mike Tyson.
No, I just, this was a new occasion for me. I was a bit nervous, but I looked at the situation. Hey, this is a better cause than me. Why am I nervous? This is going to be good.
Did you do better than you expected?
I didn't expect to do anything. I just expect to go to 8 rounds and try to entertain the crowd and be able to do what I want to do in these grassroots situations.
And obviously you've sold out arenas all around the world and millions have watched your fights, but to be doing it in just you and Roy in the ring and no energy, no noise, nothing, what was that like?
That was beautiful. And besides that, me and Roy, we broke records 12 championship fights tonight. You know? Everybody's watching. And I'm really grateful to that. I'm really grateful for that. Really, I am.
Shut.
Age aside, are you talking about the new Mike Tyson versus the old Mike Tyson, right? How did you prepare differently as the new Mike Tyson for this fight to not become the old Mike Tyson while you were in the ring?
I'm here for a purpose. I'm not here for my ego. My ego is taking the money and buying some planes and some nice houses and packing up a bunch of chicks and have some orgies and stuff. This is not who that is right now. That guy was just somebody that had to be, eventually, he was a platform to become me.
What kind of advice did you give to the younger guys on the card that, I mean, you're their hero. You and Roy are their heroes and who they want to become as legends. So what type of advice did you give them being on a stage, millions of people watching all over the world?
Informing them that they deserve this opportunity that they have and to make the best of it. Listen, Luke, what's his name, Paul?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul got 4 million subscribers that follow him. Can you imagine that? I didn't know he existed until excuse me?
45.
You heard that? He got 25 million. I didn't know he existed until my son wanted to fight him one day. I said, who you gonna fight? This guy? Come on. And then he was a big star. Everybody knows who he is, and I'm so happy that he joined on the bandwagon with me and Roy.
How do you feel about YouTube fighters, Mike? Do you think they belong in sport, the Queen's, the mark, in boxing, the sport you love so much?
Well, listen, my ego says so many things, but my reality is they help boxing so much. Boxing owe these guys some kind of, they owe these YouTube boxers some kind of, respect. They should give them some belts because these guys make boxing alive. Boxing was pretty much a dying sport. The UFC was kicking our butt, and now we got these YouTube boxers. Boxing, 25 million views. Boxing's going back, thanks to the YouTube boxers.
So the more they fight, the better it is for the sport, you think?
I believe the more anyone boxes, the bigger it is for the sport. Because boxing took a couple of beatings since the UFC's been around.
Floyd Mayweather recently said boxing has too many belts. They're talking about the sanctioning boxing. What does boxing need to do to get better with the sport?
Boxing never have too many belts because every time there's a championship fight, there's more money for the fighter. So there's never enough belts, So just say there's one champion. He got 10 guys. How long do you think he's going to go through these 10 guys? Plus, they got to fight each other, take each other out. So listen, he's really no fight. So it's good to have 3 champions, and every time there's a fight, the commission, everybody can get paid their money, their percentage, or whatever they charge. And it's beautiful. Everybody makes money. That's what this business is about, money. It's not about ego. Hey, I don't like him and who he's with, so I'm not going to fight him. If he's your friend, you'll fight, you make each other money. How can you guys be friends and you're both fighters and one guy's a big star and you're hardly eating and he says he's your friend? That's what fighters did in the old time. They fight each other and make each other money and help each other. That's what it should be like now. I shouldn't say I'm not going to fight him because I don't like his promoter.
It seems like you're doing now by obviously giving someone like Roy Jones a chance. Obviously, you said something interesting, how you used to celebrate wildly with orgies and all these other things. How are you going to celebrate tonight?
Hey, listen, I'm an old-ass guy when it comes to that stuff. I don't have no energy for that no more. I'm just with the wife and kids.
You mentioned YouTubers and UFC. Did you see Jake Paul called out Conor McGregor? He wants to box.
And that is beautiful. Jake Paul, him and his brother, man, they're a God gift to YouTube boxers. Boxing should just give them a belt. Because these guys brought boxing back to life. And I know it's hard to believe, but these guys brought it back. 25 million views to see this guy with some gloves on to fight anybody. He fought Nate Robinson tonight, right?
Yeah.
Oh God. And I like Nate too. I didn't like to see the knockout.
Do you want to keep the Legends Only League strictly about boxing, or are you open to like MMA?
No way, man. We're gonna do whatever any legend wants to do. Jerry Rice, any Macaron, his brother, they still feel they can play. Anybody that everyone said, hey, you retired, you're no good no more, but you still got it, you're still beautiful. Jerry Rice got it, I got it. You know what I mean? Guys like Tom Brady, they can play forever. You know, that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? People still want to, even if we're not as fast as we used to be, because this is how Legends Only League got into existence. I'm watching Jerry Rice. I don't know what it is, Beyond the Glory, whatever it is. And this guy, he runs a 5.4, something to that extent. I don't know the football. So he's like a few seconds off that, so he can't play no more. Wow, can you believe this man? He's a few seconds off his world best record, so that means you're no good, you can't play no more. But there's guys that want to see him run more than they want to see the guy that plays his position now on a team he lost, he didn't make. So what's that mean? We can't watch Jerry no more? Really, we can't watch Jerry no more just because he's a few seconds slower. So I think Jerry Rice, he could find a bunch of friends that are like him in shape, and they stayed in shape, and they still have their speed, and they could have opened up an organization, a commission, and they could do it in tennis. Well, I guess race car, you could do that at any age, but still, you know, there'd be other sports.
So is your goal to fill a void within sports, or is it to do things differently than you saw done during your early years of your career?
Well, this is all I have to say about that, brother, you know. You saw tonight, no boxing promoter was involved. You know, and that's why if we had tennis and people came to see the Legends Only tennis, the other guys, we have different rules. You can break your tennis racket, you can talk crap to the other guy. This is called freestyle. And I think that is good because some of the restrictions really suffocate the athletes. And they can't express their feelings, so they can't play at the high potential that they normally play because of the restrictions of the rules.
Mike, 34 years ago, this week, you became the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. And today, you fought in front of an entirely new audience, new fan base. For those who saw you fight for the first time live tonight, what is the message you want to give them as to who Mike Tyson is today?
I can't tell you who Mike Tyson is because I'm only 54 years old. And if I'm 54 years old and I can tell you everything about me and I know who I am, I'm very limited in my thinking. So I don't know really that much. I just want to be who I am. I like who I am. I never liked who I was before. I like who I am now.
I just want to ask about Evander. I saw him interviewed the other day saying that he wishes he'd been in the ring tonight, not Roy. He wanted a shot at you. How do you feel about that possibility, just about Evander and that?
I don't know. Maybe Evander needs to talk to me because every time my business associates talk to his business associate, it doesn't turn out well, you know. So I don't know if these guys really, if you can see what we made tonight, if these guys really cared about the welfare of Evander, they would have had this fight with Evander. Or maybe we could do another, but whoever he's with is handling it totally wrong.
What do you think he'll make tonight?
Excuse me?
What do you think he'll make tonight? What does this fight gross tonight?
I know nothing about the gross. That's not my department. That's never been my department. I just know about the people in the crowds and the viewers and all that stuff. I don't know. You'll find that out before me, I'm sure.
Any other questions? Thank you so much, Mike.
It's really my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike.